And now, here's Johnny.
And Tony and Matt.
We're here.
New blood. Spears on Sports presented by M&M Cartage. Nope, you're on the wrong mic.
I'm always on there.
There you go.
All right, that's fine.
New blood. Let's try. 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome, Spears on Sports presented by M&M Cartage. John Spears, Tony Burke in studio. Scooter's got the day off. He's playing probably the soggy Park Mammoth today. Golf course. Did he change you again?
Again? Yep.
There you go.
You're breaking my neck over there, Tony.
Well, I moved over, and then you moved me back.
Matt Childers is here, trying to pick the right microphone for Tony. Hello, Matthew. How are you?
Mike.
I'm doing good. We got Tony's mic working, so that's all I care about right now.
Sibilance.
Be careful
1, 2, 3, sibilance. Hello to everyone, or both of you, or you, single person, watching on YouTube. Thank you for watching along and listening. Thanks to those of you listening on the podcast or live on Big X Sports Radio. M&M Cartage Hotline's open, 384-1450. Matthew waiting for your call at 384-1450. Game Day Men's Health text line is open as well. That's 414-1450. Game Day Men's Health, redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Defining a new era in men's health. And hit me up on the text line, 502-414-1450. It is Wednesday, October 8th. This is the last day this year that we will have 4 baseball games in the same day. How about that? No more quadruple headers. 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock today. I love the fact that they stagger them that way. Because there was a time, Tony, they would do 1, 4, 7, and 10. That's too long of a day of baseball. So 3 o'clock, 3:08, I guess,
Well, you'd be complaining if you didn't have extra televisions.
I would be. Today I would be complaining. 3:08 Seattle at Detroit, 5:08 Milwaukee at the Cubs. I am representing my Cubs today as we hang on for dear life. 7:08 Toronto and the Yankees, and 9:08 Philadelphia and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Phillies also on the brink of elimination. So we'll talk a little baseball. The Bengals have a new quarterback, Tony.
I saw that.
Now, okay. Why didn't you go get Kirk Cousins when you could have?
Maybe because there was.
Why didn't you go get Russell Wilson when you could have?
Giving up too much, maybe. They
Joe Flacco is better than Jake Browning. Okay, I will say that. But Joe Flacco's 41 years old. That offensive line couldn't protect Joe Burrow, who could get out of the pocket. Joe Flacco can't get out of the pocket.
But he gets rid of the ball quick. He didn't.
He's going to have to.
He did in Cleveland because the same thing happened.
Well, how'd that
Cleveland.
go? Because he got benched.
Comeback player of the year in 2023.
What's that do for 2025?
Well, they're just looking for a Band-Aid, John.
Well,
Bengals aren't going to spend
if you're
any money.
looking to get into the playoffs and maybe win a game or two, then you should have went and got Russell Wilson when he was available. As soon as Jackson Dart played great, you should have called and said, what's it going to take?
Well, they probably did. I'm guessing they checked with everybody, and they came down to that. I mean, I don't think they're dumb enough not to at least, check with the teams and see what's available. Might have wanted too much, and the Bengals aren't going to spend any money on that.
I know. That's the bad part.
Yeah. They don't spend money on their good players.
You got to be committed if you're the Bengals. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins under new contracts here. You have weapons. Chase Brown is a formidable running back. Gesicki's a decent enough tight end. I just wish they had a guy back there like a Russell Wilson that can throw the deep ball, that can get out of the pocket when he needs to. But I know he's not much younger than Joe Flacco. I get that, but he's a little more mobile than Joe Flacco. I just don't know that this one makes a difference. This one just didn't inspire me yesterday when I saw it.
You keep wanting Russell Wilson for everybody, and everybody gets him, and then they get rid of him.
Well, I can't blame him because the Giants are the Giants. The Steelers, all right. George Pickens was a turd.
But he had at least a decent team.
He did have at least a decent offensive line.
They got rid of him out in Seattle. Everybody got rid of him.
Has Russell Wilson played himself out of Hall of Fame conversations?
That's a great – you know what? If they had won that second Super Bowl, handed it off to Marshawn Lynch, instead of throwing at the
Beast
1
mode,
yard line.
baby. Give it
I
to
know, exactly. Then he would have 2 Super Bowls and it would be a lock.
Yeah.
But he's got 1 Super Bowl, and the last
And he's spiraling.
5 years,
Yeah.
and I might be being nice there, the last 5 years, he's gone backwards enough to where you're going, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. That's a great question.
Yeah, because I'm not a Russell Wilson fan right now, and I was a Russell Wilson.
He's no
fan.
longer a first ballot Hall of Famer. Let's put it that way. But if you win 2 Super Bowls, ask Eli Manning. If you win 2 Super Bowls, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. While we're on the NFL, and we will do Guess the Spread tomorrow, but Arizona fined their coach, Jonathan Gannon, former Louisville assistant coach, $100K yesterday. Tony, did you see this?
Yeah.
Now, look, if I'm Gannon, I'm saying $100,000 because I yelled at a player who dropped the football before he crossed the goal line?
He technically hit him.
Well, he bumped into him. How many coaches hit a guy in the helmet when they make a good play?
Used to grab him. Used to hit him.
Yeah.
We used to spank him out there.
Come on.
Let me jump up on my old man's bar stool here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened back when I played.
Your Uncle Don Cobbin grabbed some people and hit some people.
Beat the crap out of me. You know why? He was my uncle. He could. My mom wouldn't do anything.
Nobody did anything back in, John.
Got a little PTSD going here, Tony.
That's why you don't remember anything.
I don't
grade
remember
school.
anything. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm okay. Let's
Block somebody's spears.
Bachagalupi, man.
I know. I wasn't going to say that.
Oh my God. I don't understand the amount of the fine. That's what I look. You look like an idiot on the sideline when you go after your player. But at the same time, there are 17 games in a season. You got to win this game. Now, at the time, I guess they didn't realize they're going to lose. They're going to blow this game.
Yeah.
They're going to blow this game. But if Demercado goes into the end zone, they win the game, and Jonathan Gannon is probably going, you're going to cost me my job by doing stupid stuff like that. I'm going to lose my job because you can't complete a run or cross the goal line with nobody near you. And he should be mad at his player. He should be up in his face grilling his player. I don't know why the optics of it seems so bad here. Now, I've only seen it once. Matthew, did he actually hit him?
It looked like he did hit his arm or whatever. Was it to the point
Was
where
it egregious?
I don't think it was egregious, but at the same time, I see why people are calling for him. I see why he's getting fined for it.
$100,000?
I mean,
I don't know how much Jonathan Gannon makes.
look, this is coming from a dude who both of his running backs were either hurt or on bye, so I had to pick up Demercado this week. So when I saw the run, I was about just as angry.
Well, maybe Jonathan Gannon has Demercado in his fantasy team.
Yeah.
Maybe he does.
It cost him a win in it. Not only a win in a 17-game NFL season, but it cost him a win on his fantasy.
I lost by 3 points.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Well, here's
That's
the other
painful.
here's the other side to that, and I've always, people talk about it in the workplace. Does your boss come up and bump you when you're not doing a good job? What are you going to do if your boss comes up?
But I
gets
don't
in
have
your
a
face?
physical job.
I know,
It's not
but I'm just saying.
I'm not out there hitting people.
Does he have the right to cross the line and even touch him
I think
in this day and age?
depending on what I do as an employee, he has the right to come up and get in my face and yell at me if I
Right.
cost him
Right.
X number of dollars.
But if he bumps you or touch you,
Yeah, football's different though. I don't think you
but
can
what
use
hap-
in the workplace.
what
here.
happens if he bumps him back
Jonathan Gannon goes flying to the ground.
and then they ended up cutting?
Yeah, maybe so, but he didn't.
I know. I'm just saying. There's two.
God.
I don't know. This world, our world is different now. You have to do. You can't. I don't care about it. To me, it's not a big deal.
Right.
But in this world, when you go touch somebody or getting somebody and bump somebody, you're Gannon's not a big name. First of all, he's in a job where you just made a good point. You're going to cost me my job. He hasn't been there. I'm not against Gannon, but I'm just saying you got to be careful in this day and age with cameras, people, and our society.
Okay, should Demercado be fined for dropping the football before he crossed the goal line?
Not because he made a mistake in a football game.
Well,
a dumb one.
Jonathan Gannon made a mistake by confronting him on a football game, and he's losing 100G.
I asked this question on Just the Cats just a little bit ago. He obviously came out and like they interviewed him or whatever about it, and he was like, "Demarcado is not going to face any repercussions for dropping the football and this and that. He's not going to get punished." If you don't fine Jonathan Gannon, does he get punished? Do you think that's just because he's in trouble?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how you punish him. You need him.
Yeah, what do you do?
You got to have him because everybody else in your running back room is banged up.
And,
So-
and he didn't intentionally. I mean, it was stupid, and it was brain fart.
Yeah.
But he didn't try not to score a touchdown. I
Yeah.
think he wanted the touchdown.
It was so close.
I had to look at it in slow mo. I never saw it in slow mo. I slowed my own TV down. I was like, man,
There were parts of
I
it
think he made it.
where I was like, that might be a bad call. He might be in.
Yeah. Well,
The funniest part to me about
replay
the,
didn't think so.
the funniest part to me about the whole clip was when like he does like hit him in quotation marks. The other player, I forgot who it was, is like got his arm around him, like leaning his head on him, consoling him. It's like your mother when your dad was punishing you as a kid. Like, you know, like there's always
It's
one
okay.
good
It's
cop, bad
okay.
cop. Like,
He's commiserating with a teammate when Gannon comes flying in there, man. He flew in there, but he was irate, and I don't blame him for being irate.
Because it was a stupid play. I mean, plain and simple, you're a professional.
I would go to management and say, am I supposed to walk up and pat him on the tushy and say, hey, get him next time? Or is this a teaching moment where I can scream at him a little bit and he'll never, ever, ever drop the ball? From now on, he's crossing the goal line, he's taking the ball back to the sideline.
I don't think you have to. I don't think he'll do that, John. I don't think screaming at him. I don't think he'll ever do that again. He probably went out the back of the end zone. So he doesn't look like a fool. Slugger said Andy Reid bumped Kelsey and nothing was.
Yeah, what about that? Travis Kelsey, Kelsey probably knocked Reid back in the head. He didn't care.
I think it depends on who the player is. If this was like Derrick Henry, then I think yelling at him is different because it's a tenured player. Whereas like Demarcado, I mean, that was his first start in his career.
What if it's Connor?
If it's James Conner, that's different. That's your premier starter. So I think if this were to happen, you kind of also have to look at it as like, this guy's young. He's going to make mistakes. He made a boneheaded mistake.
Boneheaded, exactly.
Maybe he was going to cut him. And management said, you're not cutting him and you owe us $100,000.
Well,
or you owe a charity $100,000.
So, sir, if you cut him, who you got?
Done. Plain and simple.
Did you see who else got fined yesterday?
I probably did, but
Jerry Jones.
Oh, yeah. I read that. I laughed the whole time.
Let's be honest. $250,000 to Jerry Jones is like me pulling out a nickel and giving it to you. That doesn't mean anything. But he flipped off at least one, but probably multiple Jets fans.
He said he did not, John. There was Cowboy fans in front of him. He accidentally did it when he was pointing at the Cowboy fans.
I think there's a video that's pretty clear.
That's what he said.
Pretty clear that he's flipping off some Jets fans. Now, New York can be brutal. I'm sure they were getting in his ear and letting him have it. But your team won the game handily. Why do you even need to respond when you're how old is Jerry Jones? 80? When you're an 80-year-old guy that has $1 billion in your pocket, and another $20 billion in a bank somewhere in Switzerland, why do you have to respond to
I don't
Jets
know.
fans?
Ask Robert Kraft about being an owner and doing things wrong.
Well, massage parlor is one thing.
Hey,
everybody needs a good massage.
A good segue into the New York fans, and I wanted to bring this up to you. Did you read what Colin Morikawa said about the Ryder Cup?
He said the chaos is not a reason.
He basically said it was totally out of hand.
Oh, it was out of hand.
That the fans in New York at the Ryder Cup, it should be, over the top cheering, but when it comes to berating the other players, throwing beer at them, doing stuff like that, it's a little
Tony.
over the top.
Let's be real here. This is 2025. What is wrong with throwing a beer at a golfer's wife?
Well, you've thrown beers at people before at baseball games and stuff. No big deal.
We're not talking about me here, okay?
This is not an excuse for anybody. This is not me defending any action.
Okay.
However, there is a certain amount of acts that are going to happen when you play a major heated sporting event around New York City.
And there's alcohol involved.
And there's alcohol involved.
Oh, I agree with
We've seen
that,
what New
but-
York City sport fans are like.
But when I was watching it, I was thinking they're getting a little over the top.
I was too. Full disclosure, we can joke about it all we want
Yeah.
here, but a couple times I went, "Oh my God, how are they
Yeah.
letting this go on?"
Yeah.
And look, security. I don't know how many tens of thousands of people were there, but they're kicking people out left and right. You can't get everybody.
Yeah, you can't get them all.
You can try, but you can't get everybody. Yeah, it was sort of embarrassing to the American. I'm sure the American players were embarrassed.
Their friends they're playing against. I know
Yes,
they're
exactly.
the Europeans.
Hey,
but
Rory, sorry about those
I live down the
idiots,
street
you know.
from you. My wife hangs out with your wife, and a dude just threw a beer at your wife.
A lot of them just live in Florida.
Yeah,
They all,
do.
most of them live in Florida. Patrick Murphy, loyal listener, by the way, texted that I think having Joe Flacco for the Bengals is better than having Mark Sanchez, the butt fumbler and knife man, or Browning. Browning could learn from Flacco. Well, I don't know how much more Browning's going to learn. He's been there a while,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
I just don't think the skill level's ever going to be there for Jake Browning.
You know what I heard? What happened was when Sanchez found out the Bengals didn't get a hold of him, and he just went on a bender.
Yesterday's was better. You should have stopped with yesterday's joke. Yesterday's joke was great.
Yeah, it was.
You're trying too hard.
You brought
It
up.
wasn't bad.
You brought up
but
Sanchez.
but it just couldn't compare to yesterday's joke.
No.
All right, let's take
I'll
a
shut
break.
up.
We'll go back to baseball. We'll talk about what happened last night in the playoffs. 4 games today. We'll break those down. Birthdays coming up, and college football spreads are out. Five system games this week. We'll look at those. Beers on Sports presented by M&M Cartage. Big Guy. Beers on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. John, Tony, and Matt in on this Wednesday. Hump Day.
Mike.
And we didn't do that. Scooter just wasn't here to do that.
I did the Mike earlier.
Yeah, I don't pay attention.
I know. I don't pay attention to you, and you don't pay attention to me.
I'm sorry. M&M Cartage
Oh,
hotline's
pay
open,
attention.
384-1450, if you'd like to join in on the conversation. 384-1450. Game Day Men's Health text line open as well. That number is 414-1450. Buzz says, Flacco to the Bengals is a good trade for both teams. He should help the Bengals short term. Gabriel and Sanders are mobile quarterbacks that will fit Kevin Stefanski's system better. And that is a Browns fan talking.
I was going to say, Buzz just wanted to get rid of Flacco.
Well, the problem with getting rid of Flacco is if Dylan Gabriel gets hurt, now Shadur Sanders has to be your quarterback. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm sure they'll bring in a third stringer here. But they don't act like Shadur is their guy at all.
Yeah.
They haven't acted like it throughout this entire process. So you better hope Dylan Gabriel, who played pretty well over in London last week, stays healthy.
Don't you think the Browns are getting close? They got a lot of young running back, quarterback, receivers. They got a good defense. I think they're getting close. It's not this year.
I wish Myles Garrett was 3 years younger.
Yeah, if you're a Browns fan.
If you're a Browns fan. Because I think that defense has a chance to be – they're really good now.
They're really good.
I think they have a chance to be elite.
And if you get good quarterbacking out of Dylan Gabriel and Judkins and those guys.
They could have beaten the Bengals.
Vikings.
Should have beaten the Bengals. And they could have beaten the Vikings. So a 1-4 could be 3-2 just as easily as it's 1-4.
And they beat the Packers.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Yeah, that was. I don't know where the Packers were.
handed that game away. We will do Guess the Spread tomorrow for the NFL. Let's talk a little baseball. Seattle gets home field advantage back here, Tony. They beat Detroit 8-4 yesterday. The big dumper homered.
The story of the night was the guy home run and the guy catching the ball. And then he had another shirt on.
His shirt said 61.
Said dump here, I think it said 61.
And then he took that off and had a 62 on.
Yeah, he had the ball, took the 61 shirt on, and had a 62 shirt on under.
That's awesome.
I mean, what are the odds?
And then he met with Cal after the game and gave him the ball. And Cal Raleigh, I'm sure, gave him a bat and jersey and some stuff.
Yeah.
But, boy, that's hitting it in the right spot.
I mean,
that's being in the right spot.
That is insane, that ball. They showed that guy before the game. They showed the 61.
Dump the 61st one here or something said on his shirt. 61, dump it here.
Yeah, dump here or something. Dump in here.
So Cal Raleigh hits a homer. Eugenio Suarez.
Gino
hits one out. J.P. Crawford a homer. Logan Gilbert was great. 6 innings, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts. Look, I like Seattle in this series from the beginning, but when you lose game 1 and then you have to face Scoobel, it doesn't look good. But the win over Scoobel obviously got them a little juiced up here, and they can clinch today in Detroit, 3:08. Miller will go for the Mariners here, 4-6 with a 5.68 against not Larry Mize, Casey Mize for Detroit. He's 14-6, 3.87. Seattle tries to finish it at Detroit here.
Is Gino Suarez the coolest guy in baseball?
His lettuce is incredible. He's got the flowing locks coming out of the back of the helmet.
Gun for an arm.
He's got that cool beard.
Yeah.
And he's just always looks like he's going in slow motion.
Yep.
Everything's fine, man.
Is cool.
Everything is cool.
Ooh.
I loved you. I loved him when he was with the Reds.
I found myself,
all those years ago.
I did too. When he was with the Diamondbacks, I watched the Diamondbacks a lot. I find myself pulling for the Tigers, and I have no reason to pull for the Tigers or the Mariners.
Then why are you pulling for the Tigers?
I don't know. I said I found myself pulling for them. I don't know why. The other game, I know who I was pulling for.
Yeah, Yankees 9, Toronto 6. Blue Jays on the verge of finishing this off with a 6-1 lead. Tony, this is now pucker up time for the Blue Jays, because you got to be going out there today thinking we shouldn't even we should be on the way back to Toronto.
You said you were going to text me in the first.
I was. When it was 6-1, I thought I'm going to text Tony. Boy, isn't this great? Because I love watching the Yankees lose. There's nothing better.
Sorry, Yankee fans.
There's nothing better than watching the Yankees lose. Aaron Judge's home run, high tight fastball, 100 miles an hour.
And he turned on it.
And he kept it fair.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you heard by the way, Tom Verducci, Ken Rosenthal, those guys are nerds.
Yeah.
But the stat that Verducci gave out, 528 times this season.
Yep.
Right? 0-2 count, pitch 99 miles an hour faster.
Out of the strike zone.
Nobody's ever hit one out until last night. Out of the strike zone. Correct. Out of the strike zone, 0-2 count, 99 miles an hour faster.
And inside.
And number 9 turned on it, and it hits the fair pole, right? The fair pole, not
That's
the foul pole, to tie the game. A 3-run homer to bring them all the way back to 6-6. Your favorite player, Jazz Chisholm, hits a home run a little bit later. A bomb. They win it 9-6. Judge finished 3 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBI.
All of a sudden,
I'm sorry,
Judge,
4 RBI.
All of a sudden, Judge is Mr. October number 2.
Well, he's having a great October this year.
I know it.
Finally, because he's getting on base. He has finally figured out he has got a better average and strikeout to walk ratio after 30 than he did before he was 30. So he's figured out the strike zone. He knows what pitches to swing at, and he's disciplined enough to not say, now, yesterday they're down 3. He did chase a pitch out of the strike zone, and it worked out. But for the most part, he doesn't chase out of the strike zone anymore.
Yeah, it's whether you don't throw him, you try not to throw him strikes. So you got to be patient. You don't want to pitch to him. But they put him on the next time he came up. Nobody on base.
And nobody on base. And what they say, that's the 16th time that the Blue Jays have done that. I'm going to assume that's not just this year. But that's, wow. Put him on. We want no part of him. Tonight, 7:08, back in the Bronx, Louis Varland. World-famous Louis Varland going for the Blue Jays. This is a bullpen game for Toronto. He is 4-3 with a 2.97 ERA. Does he have any starts this season?
That's a good question, Johnny.
That is a good question. Let's see how many games started. 0. This will be his first start.
And Slits is pitching. Schlitzler.
Careful.
I know it.
Cam Schlittler. He's got to change his name. Who he pitched great in the clincher against the Red Sox last week. 4-3 with a 2.96. I know what you're thinking. Has he faced the Blue Jays? Tony, I did research. He has twice.
Oh, wow.
His ERA is over 6 against Toronto this year. Now, he gave up 4 earned runs in 1 2/3 inning and got a loss. And then he pitched 5 innings and got a win against the Blue Jays. But that game that he got crushed on was in the Bronx, actually, earlier this season. Late in the year, but earlier this season. But he's been great of late. Schlittler against basically the Blue Jays bullpen. Who you got tonight?
You know what? I think the Blue Jays are going to win tonight. I don't know why. I just think the Yankees got, they finally got scoring, but the Blue Jays scored again. How good's Glad Guerrero Jr.?
Oh, my God. That bomb in the first inning. Getting on base almost feels like every time he's getting on base.
Yeah. So not having Bo Bichette is a big loss for the – and then Barger comes in the game at third.
I think – you know what?
Makes an error. Drops that fly ball.
Just dropped it. We saw Kerry Carpenter yesterday drop one.
Running across.
Drop one.
Had it the whole way. Boom. Hit off.
It just shows you the pressure of the playoffs.
Well, we've all dropped balls, even professionals.
But they don't do it in the
bad times.
I bet you didn't drop one in the regular season.
Probably
I bet
didn't.
neither one of those guys dropped a pop-up in the regular season.
Probably didn't.
Nothing will be greater than the Yankee fans getting the confidence back, and then the Blue Jays blowing them out tonight.
About 50,000 getting on the subway and driving home.
Man, can you tell I hate the Yankees?
I usually say that about Tennessee, about I could watch 100,000 walk out pissed off.
But you're pulling for Tennessee this week because they're playing Bobby Petrino.
I didn't mean to put that into a segue. But yes.
All right, National League gets back at it tonight. 2 elimination games here. And to be honest, what I've seen from Milwaukee and the Dodgers, I'd be surprised if either one of these goes to Game 4. Let's be honest. 5:08 Milwaukee at Chicago to take on my Cubs in Wrigley. Quinn Priester is 13-3 with a 3.32 ERA.
And the Cubs
I bet
are
you didn't
favorite.
know that.
And the Cubs are favorite.
I know. That's ridiculous. Jameson Taillon will go for the Cubs. 11-7, 368. Milwaukee just they torture you to death with singles and bunts and stolen bases and sacrifice fly. 1,000 drops of water on your forehead there. They just torture you.
Over and under 6.5.
And that's been that way this whole series. In both games, Milwaukee's gone over by themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand it. They don't hit a lot of homers, but they know how to score runs. I've said this since the All-Star break. The Cubs have not scored in the second half of the season. Their offense has gone to pot. PCA, the MVP PCA, he hasn't hit a lick. Ian Happ hasn't hit a lick. Swanson, those guys just haven't been able to score runs. Suzuki's been hot in the last 2 weeks, but you got to have some help, and they don't. I expect Milwaukee to finish them off tonight, even in Wrigley.
And I really didn't think the Cubs lineup was that good all year. They proved me wrong. But when you look at the names in the lineup, they don't jump out at you.
Well, Michael Busch is really good.
Yeah,
nobody knows
who
Michael
Michael Busch is, right?
He's really
Played
good.
running back at Louisville, right?
He did. Carson Kelly, I think he changed his look a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Carson Kelly has been a really good hitter as a catcher.
And the Diamondbacks got rid of him.
Yeah. Swanson just hadn't been hitting the ball. Matt Shaw at third. He's your 9 hitter. I don't expect Nico Horner. Nico Horner's a singles machine, but in this day and age, that doesn't do a whole lot for you. So, they got some talent, I guess, but second half of the year they haven't hit at all. And this is Craig Counsell just going back to Milwaukee and just getting blistered by the fans it was 9-1 after 2 innings the other day. And then it wasn't close. 7-3, I think, was the final. It wasn't close on Monday either. So he's getting destroyed by the Milwaukee fans because, he left them at the altar basically to take more money and go to the Cubs.
I would say, bye. We'll beat you. You coach the Cubs. Who cares?
And they are beating them. 9:08, Philadelphia and the Dodgers. Dodgers with a 2-0 lead there. Aaron Nola for the Phillies. His ERA 6? That surprised me when I saw that. He's 5-10 with a 6.01 ERA. Yoshi Yamamoto for the Dodgers tonight, 12-8 with a 2.49.
I like Tojo.
It's Yoshi Yamamoto.
I was a wrestler.
I saw some film yesterday on Twitter of Tojo Yamamoto wrestling.
For people who are young like Matt, he was a wrestler here in the Ohio Valley.
Yeah.
Tojo Yamamoto.
And his partner was sometimes Jerry the King Lawler. Sometimes it was Billy Superstar Dundee.
You guys like Dutch Mantel.
Dirty Dutch Mantel.
Yeah, you got them all, man. But the King
man.
was the best, Jerry Lawler.
The King was the best. But Tojo, he had those wooden shoes, right? And he'd take them off in the corner when he was getting in. And then all of a sudden, one of them would find their way into the ring, and he'd hit a guy with a wooden shoe.
I mean, that's inhumane.
The match was over.
Yep.
I had a class with a guy in my freshman year of college who it was a humanities class, and we had to write like a report on something interesting about ourselves, like icebreaker stuff at the beginning of the semester. And apparently he had a twin brother in another class, and they were a OVW tag team.
What was his name?
I cannot remember. This was like 7
man.
years ago. I cannot remember. But
Ohio Valley Wrestling, man.
He talked about it the rest of the year, and I remember he brought in pictures of them together. He had longer hair. Like it was funny. I was like, this has got to be a bit, and it was not. He stuck with it the whole year.
Before you were born, people lined up to get in Louisville Gardens.
Yes, I went down
to
there.
watch Tuesday night wrestling.
Tuesday night at the Gardens, man.
We could do a whole segment.
I sat in the 5th row, and I stood on my seat, and a whiskey bottle, empty one, flew by my head and landed in the ring. That's the kind of night it was.
Little ladies up front cussing and giving the finger and everything.
Yeah, they thought it was real, man.
Yeah.
What happened to America?
I know it. You're exactly right.
You give the Phillies a boxer's chance tonight? Puncher's chance?
I've liked them the whole time, but I tell you what, with Yamamoto pitching and the way the Dodgers are playing and Will Smith's back, you got to lean towards the Dodgers. I'm pulling for the Phillies, but, man.
Yeah. No, I agree. Look, Dodgers, they just take care of business. They're 4-0 in the postseason now, and they have just gone out and done what everybody expected them to do the whole year. They kind of, again, second half of the year, they did not have a good record, and they just kind of were going through the motions. But, man, when the lights came on, it's a really good Dodger team. I still like my Milwaukee bet to win the World Series at 16-1. I still like that because I like the way they play ball. I'm not a big Pat Murphy fan, obviously, but I like the way they play. And I kind of, what I like a little more than that now is my Seattle Mariner bet. Because I think Mariners,
You could have Mariners and
Mariners Blue Jays,
Yeah.
how great would that be? Two teams that came into the league in 1977, and they're playing 48 years later, Tony, here we are, and they're playing for the AL championship.
Did you know that off the top of your head, or did you
Yes.
see that?
No, I knew it. It's
Wow.
one of those things that's stuck in there when they were expansion teams in
Uh-huh.
1977.
Dodgers are minus 180.
See, I give, you know what, it's desperation mode. And I think you give a little credit to desperation mode. Cubs,
No, that was the morning line. They're minus 165 now.
so there's a little bit of money coming in on the Phillies.
Looks like it.
That's what you're telling me. All right, let's take a break. We'll do birthdays after the break and also break down some of these college football games this weekend. Cats and Cards are off. Big game for the Hoosiers out in Eugene. Spears on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. Big game. Welcome back. Spears on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. John Spears, Tony Burke, Matt Childress. Final segment on this Wednesday. M&M Car Hotline is closed.
Shut it down.
Wow. Game Day Men's Health text line still open, 414-1450, 502-414-1450. We will get to some college football. Buzz, I think, texted the show again. Tony.
Can I ask you if there's any text there?
Yeah, you mean read him?
Yeah, go ahead, Matthew.
He texted twice. He texted Bailey Zappi is still with the Browns for practice.
So they probably just bring him off the practice squad as either the number 2 ahead of Shedeur or the number 3 behind Shedeur.
Look, as somebody who had to watch a lot of Bailey Zappi football, if he gets above Shedeur, then they just need to cut that man. Something's going on.
I don't think he stays in Cleveland after this year. I think they'd cut him loose.
I think they cut
He's
him
a
loose,
fourth-round pick. It's not like he's
and he's
cutting
a
into their.
he's a distraction.
He's a distraction, and he's not cutting into their, budget. What else, Buzz?
He also said a former coworker of mine got arrested for charging the ring on one Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, hey, that happened every week.
Oh man, bunch of drunks down there thinking it's real.
And they wrestle. Those wrestlers would wrestle, and when the match was over, they'd still fight all the way to the locker room. Fight, I do in air quotes here, but they would still hit each other all the way back to
tables.
And there were people right next to them. Old women hitting them with purses.
Wasn't quite the security.
No, it wasn't. It was not. Those were the days, man. Those were the. I told my daughter yesterday, I said, I wish it was still the 70s.
Did you watch Saturday morning wrestling?
Great. Yeah, Dave Brown and.
Dave Brown was great.
Lance Russell and Dave Brown. Dave Brown were the announcers.
I love Lance Russell.
Yeah, I watched it every Saturday morning.
There wasn't that much on television back then.
No, you had cartoons.
Yeah.
And you had wrestling.
Yeah, in the morning. Yep.
Oh, and they were in the studio, and
it was inhumane.
God, it was inhumane. It was crazy. All right, hockey started last night.
It sure did.
All 3 games. I don't gamble, but all 3 games went under.
How'd you know that?
Because I bet them. I bet a 3-team over, and all 3 games went under. First game, Florida. They hang the banner. They won the title, the Stanley Cup, and it's 5.5. Okay, it's 2-1 after a period, Tony.
I know.
It's 3-2 early in the third period. At 5.5, guess what? 3-2 final score. I got empty net. I'm watching. I got an empty net.
You're thinking, wow,
give me an empty netter here, Florida. Florida
yeah.
couldn't even get the puck back from Chicago, but the Panthers win it. My Rangers get shut out by Pittsburgh 3-0, and the late game, Colorado goes on the road, beats the LA Kings 4-1. So all 3 games went under. Don't think I won't be going after it again tonight, because I will.
Because the Edmonton Oilers open up their season tonight.
Our Edmonton Oilers.
Let's go, Oilers.
They host the Calgary Flames. I always want to say Stampede. They should be the Calgary Stampede. 10 o'clock. There is a TNT doubleheader tonight if you're a hockey fan. Boston at Washington, and the Kings back in action at Vegas.
Kings back-to-back nights.
Back-to-back nights to open up. That's not good.
And they're going to be playing us in the Western Conference.
Us. Listen to that. We are the Edmonton Oilers. Us. All right, Matthew, I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
Let's do birthdays. Better than Scooter. I hope that idiot's listening. Did he actually get out? Are they playing before the show or after the show?
They're playing before because they're still doing Kentucky roll call. They're just doing it for remote.
Yeah.
So they're probably playing until they get close, and they cut it off and drive in.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of puddles out there.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, we don't have the Scooter meter today, but we got the Tony meter fired up. It won't work on this first one because it's Matt Damon. Matt Damon is 55 today. You got a favorite Matt Damon movie? Mine is all the Bourne movies.
Yeah. And also, he's great in
Ocean's movies.
Ocean's.
Yeah.
He's in a ton of movies.
Bourne, yeah. Matt, are you a movie guy?
I'm a big movie guy.
Bourne movies?
They're good.
Oh.
My favorite Matt Damon movie is probably Interstellar.
Interstellar's okay. Martian he was good in that.
I thought he was great in Martian
because he's by himself.
See, that movie bored me.
Well, he's by himself. It's great acting.
The funny part about that is that stuff bores me, but I thought that was excellent watching it. I never thought I'd watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I got through it. Yeah,
I did too.
And at the end, I went, you know what? I like that. I like that.
Same
I like Matt Damon. I think he's great. Sigourney Weaver, 76 today. Tony, you want to do a little meter on Sigourney Weaver?
Back in the day,
Alien, man. She was a badass in Alien.
I'm going to say 3.75.
Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. She was
The gatekeeper was there.
she was waiting for the Keymaster, right?
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver, 76 today. Man, I didn't know that.
Her best movie's the one that Copycat.
Copycat is now on Netflix.
Man, that's
yeah. I saw it was on Netflix. That's
Harry
an oldie. What's that, from the
Harry
80s?
Connick Jr. Yeah,
From the 80s?
yeah. That's
a
good.
thriller.
That's a thriller, man. It's a good one.
It is. Chevy Chase is 82 today. I never thought he'd make it to 82.
He's 6'7" with the afro, right?
He is 6'7" with the afro. Fletch was one of his best movies. Of course, he was one of the original Saturday Night Live, not ready for primetime players. Chevy Chase, 82. Jeremy Davies is 56 today.
Who's Jeremy Davies?
I was going to ask you, do you know who Jeremy Davies is? And
No, I do not.
The answer is obviously no, as I quickly try to pull up my IMDb page here.
He is an actor.
Saving Private Ryan.
See, you're huge.
Have you seen Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, and I was not that excited
Oh, my
about
God. What is wrong?
That's a great movie.
it.
What's wrong with Tony
I don't
on that
know.
one?
It just didn't do it for me. Maybe I should go watch
The
it.
first 20 minutes,
Should I go watch it again?
absolutely brutal.
Maybe that's what it
But
was.
the rest of the movie, it's just what a great character study, and it's the rest of it's not easy to watch.
Maybe I'll watch it again.
But he was also Jeremy Davies, also in Twister, the original Twister with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. He has 56 today. Paul Hogan.
Hulkamania, baby.
No,
that's
Hulk
down
Hogan.
down under.
Paul
Down under.
Hogan, Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, down under, Croc.
And that's the only thing I think I know him from is Crocodile Dundee. I think there were 3 of those stupid movies.
I think the third one was terrible. The first one was pretty good.
There was Crocodile Dundee 2, and Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles.
Oh,
There was also apparently
Yeah, he
later
moved
on
there.
the very excellent Mr. Dundee.
he's 86 today.
I thought he was good in the first one, but after that,
The first one was it, man. The rest of them, stinkorama.
can only do so much of that down under accent.
Angus T. Jones, 32 today.
Angus T.
Yeah, I know you know it because you love the show. He's the kid in 2.5 Men.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's
the
hilarious as a young
I think
kid.
he's gotten into some legal problems here lately, or maybe he acts like he never was in this show or something.
I don't know.
But he's
That's-
32 today.
When he's a kid in 2.5
When he
Men,
gets older, he's not as funny.
he's not as funny. When he's a kid, he's hilarious.
You got any Angus T. Jones news over there?
He was in also C Spot Run. Have you ever seen that movie? That's a great movie.
C-Spot Run is a great movie.
You never seen that movie?
I gotta say no.
Oh, it's actually pretty funny. Like it's a pretty good kids movie.
All right, Scooter's
Didn't
not here.
expect that one.
Scooter's not here, but I'm going to say Ian Hart is 61 today. He was Professor Quirrell in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
You a Harry Potter guy?
The original Harry Potter movie.
Matt?
I wasn't as a kid. I ended up actually watching them for the real first time, like all the way through, like 3 or 4 years ago. They're okay.
Yeah, I
I've
love
nev-
them.
I've never
I love
watched-
them.
I've
Tony's
never
never
watched
seen
one.
one.
They're okay.
Nick Cannon, 45 today. Now, wasn't he
that
with,
show?
huh?
Didn't he have that show, Nick Cannon?
Yeah, but wasn't he with Mariah Carey? Didn't he have like a bunch of kids with, maybe it wasn't Mariah Carey, but Nick Cannon is 45 today.
I really can't answer that one for you.
Well, he was with a very famous female, and I think they had a bunch of kids together.
It was Mariah Carey.
It was Mariah Carey. There you go. So if you married Mariah Carey, you win, in my opinion.
Your ears are going to get blown out.
But you win.
Yep.
He's 45 today. Bruno Mars, 40. You want to do a little Bruno Mars for me, Tony?
I'm okay.
He's swaying over here. I will say
I was
that.
dancing.
All right, sports-wise, Grayson Allen, he grows up today. He's 30 today, so he's got to finally grow up.
He's already 30.
Yeah.
He's been in the league
Oh,
for a
he's
while,
been
man.
stepping on people for 12
I mean,
years.
you're right. Like I know that he has, but it just feels like it was so.
Phoenix
like-
Suns, right?
I just feel like
Or did they trade him?
No, I think he's still with him. He's been really good.
I feel like he hasn't been out of the. It just feels like he was in college so recently.
Yeah, well, he's still tripping people at the age of 30.
That doesn't surprise me.
Bubba Wallace, NASCAR driver, 32 today. Nick Allen, I think he's a shortstop for the Braves now. He's 27. I think that's Nick Allen, drafted by the Oakland Athletics.
He is on the Braves.
Brian Thomas Jr. Can't hit a lick, by the way. Brian Thomas Jr.,
Great catch.
wide receiver for the Jags, is 23 today. Former coach Monty Williams. I don't know if he's still coaching in the NBA. He was at Phoenix for a long time back when they were really good, and then they fired him at the end of the year. It was really weird. I think he had Detroit for a little while, maybe. Is Monty Williams coaching in the NBA right now?
I'm looking.
Tony will look that up while I tell you that Danny Murtaugh, former Pittsburgh Pirate manager, born on this date in 1917. He would have been 108 today. So if you're asking, no, he's no longer with us.
He is not coaching. He will take his skill set to high school as a coach at TMI Episcopal in San Antonio.
Did he go to?
He will coach his sons.
Oh, there you go. Was he a Notre Dame player?
Yes.
Notre Dame player, Monty Williams, is 54 today. And those are your birthdays. 5 system games this week in college football. The system is simple to figure out. Unranked home teams against ranked opponents. That's it. That's the entire system. 3:30, Oklahoma at Texas. This is an interesting game because John Mateer may or may not play for Oklahoma. When they thought he wasn't going to play, this game opened as an 11.5-point Texas favorite. Unranked Texas against the 6th-ranked team in the country, and Texas was 11.5. Once we heard Mateer may play Saturday, it is now down to 1.5.
He's got to be playing if it's 1.5.
Vegas knows.
Yep.
This game is the Red River rivalry. It is in the Cotton Bowl. So, again, both fan bases will have half the tickets here, just like always. Who you like here? The system says Texas.
I like Texas. I think they've not been good. And
how many times have we liked Texas this year? And they just
you're right.
continue to disappoint us.
You're right. Heck, Kentucky got a shot at Texas where they played.
Number 10, Georgia is at Auburn. Is this a letdown game after the big win over Kentucky? No, I'm just joking about that. Georgia's 3.5.
3.5.
Only 3.5. That's a 7:30 at night ABC game down at Bryant Denny or Williams-Brice Stadium, whatever it is, down in Auburn, Alabama. I got to like Georgia here, even though the system says take Auburn.
I agree with you. It's hard not to take Georgia with those numbers.
System game, Michigan at Southern Cal. 15th ranked Michigan and the unranked Trojans are both 4-1. That's a 7:30 game on NBC. And Michigan's going to the West Coast here. We saw what happened to Penn State when they went to the West Coast last week. USC, I think, is pretty good. And, by the way, Southern Cal's a 2.5-point favorite.
I like Southern Cal because I am not sold on Michigan.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. 3:30, Iowa State ranked 22nd at Colorado. The Iowa State Cyclones still smarting after that loss to Cincinnati last week. That was the system game. Here's another one. Deion will not be on the sidelines here. He had a procedure. He will probably be back for the next game after a bye week. Iowa State on the road is a 3-point favorite at Colorado. 3:30 on ESPN. Do they win one for primetime?
Nope.
Oh, that was quick.
I like Iowa State a lot. That just almost ruined their season last week, being 5-0 and losing that game.
Colorado's 2-4. They did play BYU close for a while. They let it get away at the end. I kind of think maybe the Buffaloes step up. They get a different voice in the locker room here. Maybe things change a little bit. Yeah. And Iowa State's defense certainly didn't impress me last week. Any opinion on this one, Matt?
I just don't think Colorado's very good. What do you think, Matt?
I think Colorado is wiped. I think they're washed. The prime experiment just does not work.
Over under Deion one more year.
Over.
He does come back.
He'll come back. They're paying him too much.
The other
he doesn't have Travis Hunter anymore either, which makes a big difference.
The other system game, Arizona at Utah, both teams 4-1. Late game on Saturday night. Utah's 5.5, even though they're unranked. Thanks for listening. Matt Dennison and the Hoosier Report is next. Thank you to Matt for showing up today and getting me on the air. Spears on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. Big X.